Hey there, it's the Machine of Nonsense, episode 142, and we're talking October 2023. It's almost spooky season. I think it's spooky season at this point already, but we're going to talk about the spookiest month of spooky season, October 2023. I'm your host, Eric, joined as always by... Oh, wait. No, that's wrong, because...
Men Fenders, Men Symbol!
Because there's no Kayla.
Oh, no.
There's no Kayla. In the number 2 seat, it's Mike.
Viewers beware. You're in for a scare. Here we come. Men Fenders. We're scary.
Oh, always in the number 2 seat in my heart. And D's with us as well.
I only see one gender.
Which one is that?
Yes.
That statement works so perfect with your still frame that's still up. It is just like the perfect period at the end of that.
Oh, it is perfect. Caleb might be along a little bit later, but until then, you've got the three of us boys. We are talking October 2023, a jam-packed month. Stop me if you've heard this before, but another just gigantic month for stuff, for video games, for some great TV shows, and a couple big movies as well. Even, hey, the writers, they're off strike now. It's great. There's a deal. Fantastic. Maybe we'll have movies and shows in the future. Who knows? But before we get to October, let's talk a little Sea of Stars, Mike.
Hell yeah.
I think we're both playing that. I'm in the necromancer area right now.
Okay.
And I'm about to, I think, maybe face the boss of that area. That is a really cool, puzzly kind of just area. I mean, it's really taking advantage of the depth of your jumping down. I got a new way of traversing too. I won't spoil what that is, but the game has so much more than I maybe expected going in.
I'm glad you're liking it. Sea of Stars. I am 26 hours in now, but whenever I get to a part where I can do some cleanup, like if I need, I can explore this area now. I'd go do that stuff. So I'm probably going to be on the 40-hour spectrum. I'm trying to kind of do everything I can. And the game is just great. It's going to be on my top 5, most definitely. And I don't know how it's taken this long to get another one of these. But I think Kowloon is the developer.
Yeah. And
hats off to them. They've done a great job capturing that 90s RPG era stuff that we dig.
Yeah, it's something. Are there, so you mentioned going back and doing stuff, I just got a new little traversal thing in the Necromancer. Is that a factor, or are there kind of Metroidvania, go back now that you have this new way to traverse and old areas become new again? Is that kind of the idea?
I mean, you've probably found the conch shells, the rainbow conch?
I have, yeah.
Really finding that's the big find all collectathon kind of thing in this. There's 60 total. I'm around 50 right now, and sometimes you'll be there was one of those wooden posts off to the side there, and I can use that now to access, And sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's a new NPC that offers a mini game or something like that. Sometimes even.
Did you figure out how to play the board game in there, the little battle board game?
I kind of got it. I figured out what the symbols meant.
Okay.
So it's kind of this. There's a game within a game here where you're placing 2 figurines on each side, and you're basically rolling dice. And whatever dice you roll, you can either get level up juice to level up your figurines, attack juice to attack your opponent, or mana juice to do magic, or armor juice to get armor. And it's It's kind of neat. That's one of the aspects. I'm probably not going to platinum this game because I think there is a trophy for playing that mini game and beating everybody in it. It's kind of like a triple triad thing. There's tables set up, and there's every town has like a champion that you can defeat, and that part's cool. But I don't really mess with that.
Yeah, I did not understand. I thought I was getting it. I was like, all right, cool. I'm putting a bunch of man juice or whatever into my guy, and no, I lost really bad. I don't
I'm not gonna lie.
You're letting out the Menfender's secret formula for man juice. What the fuck, Eric?
I did check out there for a second, guys, as you're Sea of Starsing, and I heard man juice, and I was like, excuse me?
You gotta play the game, man. You gotta play the game to understand.
You cannot buy me more into a game than saying man juice is essential to the gameplay.
Oh,
as a junior Menfender, I'm obliged to play this game now.
It's quite fun. I think it's a lot of fun. I think I'll definitely finish it. I actually was a little concerned maybe the first like 3 hours into it. It wasn't quite grabbing me. But I pushed through, and I'm like maybe 7-8 hours somewhere in there at this point. And yeah, I like it. I've fought a couple more bosses, got a new team member, got a new traversal thing, and yeah, it's grabbing me. So I'll definitely finish that.
That whole beating a boss and getting a new traversal thing sounds so familiar. It was like this 2.5D RPG side scroller. Trying to think of the name. Oh god, it came out a while ago. But it was like every time you beat a boss, it was very like Mega Man, Castlevania. Like you get an ability after beating them that helps you either traverse more or helps you do an in-battle thing. Like, so is that kind of like same vibes, maybe?
I was just kind of surprised at how this game gave me I'll just spoilers for Sea of Stars if anyone. They're about like 6 hours into it. You get like a hook shot. And it just it felt very random in how it like went down. I just kind of like went down, like I was kind of going down a path or whatever else and opened up a chest, and it's like, now you got the hook shot. And then it hit me like as I had been going through there were these wooden posts that like, oh, okay, that's what that's for. And then now it opens up a bunch of different areas that didn't eventually seem traversable in the first go through, and that's just kind of unique for a game that's like aping like Chrono Trigger or something like that, or one of those SNES RPGs, as opposed to like a Zelda or a Metroid game or something. It's an interesting blend that I wasn't expecting. And earlier in the game, you got like a wind power that has like turned into multiple different ways that you can now like unlock things or move about the world in interesting ways. So yeah, that I think that's been the most kind of unique thing about it, because the battle system's cool. I'm getting maybe a little bit better on it, and it looks good. And I've played without the sound for a lot of it because I've got a lot of podcasts to catch up, so I can't speak to the music as much.
It's really good. I would suggest.
I was gonna say I've heard nothing but good things.
Yeah,
Sean Fennessy can wait. Just like. There's Mitsuda in there, man. Come on, you gotta
come on.
I've listened to if I've played like 7 hours, I've listened to like 2 hours of it at this point. So you need to
go back to the Mole Town.
It's good
and good crank that shit up and fucking listen to it for an hour.
Like maybe I'll download the soundtrack or something and check it out one of these days.
But I will say, if you're really digging like just the boss encounters and the story, it just keeps ramping up and getting better. Those things.
Awesome. Yeah. That's Sea of Stars. D, whenever you get a chance, go check it out.
Yeah.
The only other thing that me and Caleb been up to, we just watched the 9th and penultimate episode of Reservation Dogs, and really cool. Won't spoil it, but there's a cool cameo in that one. So if you've been watching it and or haven't been watching it, go and freaking watch it. It's the 3rd season. Final episode hit today, actually. We're recording on the 27th of September, and so it's out there. It's all there. 10 episodes, and they're wrapping things up really well. It's just been a really great season. I think on our last episode we kind of talked about how emotional of a season it's been, and it's just such a good mix of just a funny, like, charming characters who get into these silly situations. It's all, weird, awkward people, and but told, like, some of the things they've done on this season with time and with, like, how generational kind of I don't know, trauma or whatever, how what our grandparents and parents went through, how that shapes us, this generation and the previous generations and stuff, and how it can all kind of full circle lead into itself is really interesting. They do it with just a really good hand, really good timing on it. So yeah, go check it out. It's 3 seasons at this point, and they're like 25-minute episodes apiece, so it's actually one of those you could go and binge rather easily on Hulu.
Go watch it. If it even interests you in the slightest way, check it out. It's a powerful show. It really is.
It's like a stealth show too. Me and Kayla were talking about how when it was advertised originally, it was like, oh, Reservation Dogs, and it was Reservoir Dogs on a Indian reservation, right, or Native American reservation, and the first episode's kind of that, like, there's kind of a heist, and then the rest is
it makes a complete 180 and does its own thing, and
it's amazing.
It's been an unbelievable journey. The finale is tonight, and I can't wait to see it.
Good stuff.
It's going to be so. I'm crying just thinking about it. I don't know. It's that kind of show for me.
Oh, good stuff. That was it for me. D, you still on that One Piece train? Still indoctrinating the family?
Yeah, it's going incredibly well. Me and Anita just watched the final episode today.
Nice.
It is lacking for me because obvious reasons. But as a show, it's a really good show. Like,
I think so.
They put together a good show, and considering the source material, wow, that's a wow for me. The last few minutes of the season gave me I do actually want more because you're showing me all the things. Yeah, it really kind of hit home right at the end there, and I was kind of like everyone else with Inaki being Luffy until that last scene when he finally puts down Arlong and he's just kind of like doing the thing Luffy does. I bought it. So
it took you that long. Okay. All right.
Well, it felt like he was a version of Luffy up until then.
Okay.
It felt like he was his own version of Luffy up until he proclaimed, like, Luffy just being stubborn and proclaiming things for people is the most Luffy thing. And him doing that was, it was good. It was good. And the barrel scene was great. That felt.
So you think like going forward, it'll be the most true version kind of on screen, that kind of thing?
I feel like they have like this amazing opportunity now to make some decisions to make it run a little bit tighter, especially up until the next big arc, which is Alabasta, I think, right?
Alabasta.
So like the mini arcs between that lead up to that, they can like tighten those up, and that would be fine. But as long as they don't tighten it up too much, should be really freaking good, honestly.
Yeah, I think they should tighten that up a lot. And let's get to Alabasta. I hope.
I think if they do the same approach as they did, where they kind of like gave each crew member their own sort of like episode spotlight, and just kind of have the focus be on them or a dynamic between crewmates, I think that'll probably work. But
I mean, I wonder maybe the next season is 20 episodes. I don't know. Like maybe they'll have more time. But if it's 10 again, we got to get to Alabasta by 3 or 4. I don't know.
That was an 8-episode season. That's wild.
Right. It's not. I keep thinking it's 10. I only have like 2 episodes left. I'm on 7 or something.
Yeah.
So they need to like increase the season run for sure.
I'm hoping they're able to get some more veteran production talent into the studio, because it is the same studio that made Cowboy Bebop. So they clearly switched up their staff for this one. So I'm hoping they kind of keep that trend and like, get some more passionate people on here instead of just trying to squeeze people into the production. Except for Jamie Lee Curtis for Kreha.
Yes.
Sweet. I've seen art.
Yes. You mentioned Bebop. Was Bebop this good? I didn't watch it.
Bebop started off like kind of having the vibe, right? And then by episode 3, I was like, what are you doing? What's going on?
Okay, so Bebop is vibes, where One Piece is heart, and if you're not getting the Bebop vibe, I don't know. That's a tough hang.
Yeah, they really kind of like did not inject enough of that like bounty hunter, like smooth, like it was all very like, I don't know, just. I tried to give it the 3 episodes, but it was just like
you couldn't even.
No, I didn't finish
it. Oh man,
as the preeminent anime kind of maestro on the pod, I'm gonna have to disagree and say that the Cowboy Bebop Netflix adaptation was wonderful. No, I don't know. I enjoyed it, but coming from a complete anime novice and not knowing the source material and just kind of being into John Cho, basically, like, okay, this is fun. And I thought the production design was real good. But
it was that was definitely what sold me, is like all the production stuff. But like, Eric, just to paint a picture, imagine that show just more noir vibes, like every so many episodes that kind of like set like an underlying tone, and then like every episode kind of had like its own flavor. Like even the soundtracks in those episodes in the anime like had a specific like flavor to the setting that they were kind of like exploring.
Yeah, I would say that the tone was a bit odd. It felt whether it was them trying to force it or just not being able to adapt it right from the source material. That was probably the most kind of off-putting kind of thing was the tone of the adaptation. But
But anyway,
I'm happy that One Piece is so popular and like it's gonna get another at least one more season and probably a bigger budget and everything else. So I'm very excited for that myself.
Yeah. So the short answer, yes, everyone's indoctrinated now. Me and the kids got to episode 6 while they were here over the weekend. And we're upset when I sent them to bed, and I was like, dreams are real, dreams come true. You can make your children One Piece fans.
Mike, aside from Reservation Dogs and Sea of Stars, anything you got bubbling up?
I downloaded Liza P. I have reached basically the end of the demo from earlier this year. And gonna give that one its all. I mean, still playing through that beginning section. I'm like, man, this is dollar store Bloodborne. I don't. and maybe that's good enough. We'll see. But I'm still gonna play. Keep going. I chose a different weapon this time. I chose like the dexterity skill weapon, and reached that first boss, and I'm like, nope, this is not gonna work. So I'm gonna. There's like a vendor that'll sell you all 3 of the starter weapons, so I'm gonna switch over to something different and keep going with that.
Yeah, I've heard the dexterity, like trying to build towards dexterity, is like hard mode on it. That like the strength build is the easy mode kind of thing.
That's what I'm gonna do. I don't care because I chose like a rapier, and the big burly boss that you fight is the little stabbies. he laughs at those. So gonna keep playing that. And I really want to get to back to Starfield at some point, but that's going to be tough, especially with this month coming up and the games we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
And I watched Theater Camp, and I know Kayla saw that as well. We watched that on Hulu last night, and pretty good.
It's funny. I think that's exactly what like Kayla has said. Like, yeah, pretty good.
It's kind of a mess of a story, like a plot and an overall kind of movie, but it's kind of doing that wet hot American summer stuff for theater kids, and that I was snickering and snorting, those kind of like, oh god, that was I can't believe they said that, I recommend. Still didn't get back to finishing No One Will Save You, but Aaron finished it and really, really dug that. And I think we have Castlevania this week coming back, right?
I think it's
tomorrow.
Might be tomorrow. Yeah,
tomorrow.
The 28th.
So that's very exciting.
What's coming up in September? I have no idea what happened, but
they didn't drop a date until like early September, till after, it was probably the week of when we dropped the episode, and then it was. Yeah. I remember messaging in the trailer like, "What? Like, look at this!" Yeah. Very excited for that.
Castlevania Nocturne.
Yeah, Richter's very cool, and I don't know if they can make it half as good as that first show. We're in for a hoot.
They just announced we had the Onimusha one and then Devil May Cry. They're gonna do an anime adaptation as well. I think that was just announced today as well. So Netflix is getting into all those video game animes.
I don't have enough attention for this.
Yeah, I saw it a couple hours ago.
Yeah, the Onimusha one. Woo.
Man, I'm optimistic about it, but I don't know. It just didn't feel like Onimusha to me. Maybe I'll be wrong.
It feels like the extended stuff. Like it feels like all the extended stuff of like not the mainline games and not the direct like sequels. It felt like
Smash Brothers clone.
Yeah, the Smash Bro. I played the cuss out of the Smash Brothers clone, and I never used an Onimusha character.
Me neither.
I use 0.
That's good stuff.
But yeah, no, it really has like I was looking for all the like Genma and the Onimusha and all the souls that are at stake and the Demon Clan that was blah blah blah. Like it kind of has all those vibes. So I'm excited to see if they try to connect it because they always real cheeky about connecting the stories.
Yeah, I gotta have Samanosuke. Like that first season gave us, a Belmont and Alucard, with Castlevania. Like, I don't know. I want to see Samanosuke fighting cool demons with a fucking lightning sword. Like, and then switching to a fire sword, and then switching to a wind glaive. Damn it! But
yeah,
I hope it's good, and I hope they can keep going, and I hope those games come back. Honestly, but
I don't know. See. Can this generation handle that level of jank?
I don't know. They took all the jank out of Bethesda games now, so that's weird.
Yeah, of course they did. Yeah.
Hey, Starfield's running great for me. I don't know. might not be the greatest game of this generation or anything else, but there's no I'm not flying into the sky or something when I get hit by a alien or anything. So,
you mean the good jank?
Yeah, there's kind of no jank whatsoever. It's just very down the middle. Just a very
okay.
What have you
he's
found?
Excited about something.
I know.
Yes, I was looking at see what studio was adapting the Devil May Cry one. It's Studio Mirror, and they've been doing some stuff lately.
Oh, cool. Pedigree. All right.
Studio Mirror. Well, speaking of men, I have no transition here.
America's second favorite holiday, or third favorite holiday.
I think
Halloween.
I think Halloween is the fastest growing holiday in the United States. And that happens in October, and we're going to talk about October. So, boom, transition. October 2023. We've got a jam-packed schedule here. Some of these I'll probably just shoot from the hip here. October 1st, first one. Bob's Burgers coming back for its 14th season. Me and Kayla are excited as always. This is our comfort food. Food and Bob's Burgers, but yeah, just one of our favorite shows. I think of all time. We've rewatched through all 13 seasons several times. It's our go to bed show, and just good show. So that's coming to Fox. You a Bob's Burgers fan, D, at all?
I like Bob's Burgers. I do not keep up with it.
It's one of those, you don't need to, but the movie was cool. I think people should check out the movie. It's fun.
Fell off on season 9,
Yeah.
Like they just didn't have it.
When they got woke, right? That's
how I know you're lying. Bob's Burgers can never fall off.
It can't. It's just evergreen. So that's October 1st, season 14 of Bob's Burgers. On the 5th, we have two interesting things: a video game and a show returning. Two returns to form, maybe. Assassin's Creed Mirage is coming to PS5, Xbox Series X, and last gen PS4 and Xbox One and PC.
Wow.
On the 5th of October. This is a return to form for Assassin's Creed, a smaller, more contained story, a smaller, more contained gameplay, more like the original Assassin's Creed. They're talking like it's a Brotherhood-esque kind of return for Assassin's Creed, following a character that was introduced in the most recent one, Valhalla, Basim. So they're going back to the Middle East. Very, very much seems like a current gen version of like some of those original games. With all the really in-depth RPG kind of stuff taken out, and that's what fans have kind of been clamoring for from the Assassin's Creed series. Valhalla really left a bad taste in my mouth. Just it's so big. It was so gigantic. Me and Kayla put 80 hours, I want to say, into it, and it didn't feel like we cracked the surface of it at all. And
no, thank you.
It was good. I mean, it was like a good game. It looked beautiful. It played great. It's hits all the Assassin's Creed stuff. The missions were cool, and the character, Kayla's Discord avatar. There's good stuff there, but just way too overstuffed. I mean, you can't just be through. And there were 3 DLCs too. There's 200 hours of game there or something. It's
4,500 people made that game. Okay, so.
All of France, I think, made that game. Yes.
Ubisoft just crazy with what they'll put in, priority wise with Assassin's Creed. They'll all hands on deck with those games. All their studios band together. It's crazy.
It's wild. I mean, and they're feats of technology. They're feats of game making. But
Yeah.
Sometimes we need to pull back, guys, and I think they got the message. So this looks cool. This will be on the back burner for me just because there's so much, but it's going to be small. It's going to be one of those where you can beat it in maybe like 20 hours or something. So maybe before the end of the year, if it's getting rave reviews or something, actually can get to it. You ever gotten into the AC games, D?
I played the original and the second one.
Ooh, the good one.
And then just kind of got my hands on whatever one came out, but never played to completion.
Yeah. It got harder and harder to do so. So I don't blame you. Yeah, I'm excited to see what the reviews. This is one of those, like, I'm excited to see where the reviews sit, and if we're getting a lot of 9s and 10s, then it goes maybe up on the priority list. But I would say more exciting on October 5th is the return of Our Flag Means Death, Season 2, coming to Max. The pirates are back, Steed and the boys. Really kind of came out of nowhere. I was like, for a while, I was like, are we getting a second season? Was it pushed back, delayed by all the things? And then all of a sudden, it's like, yep, it's coming October 5th. Here we go. Fun trailer. Doesn't give you too much. It leaves you wanting. And just one of the surprise hits was this last year or was this 2 years ago?
Last year.
Was it last year? Feels like forever for me.
Yeah, it feels longer than that.
It was an early 2022 show, so it's kind of almost been 2 years, but
gotcha.
Like 18 months or so, probably. Yeah, I guess, with the strike going on, the actor strike's still going on. The writers have reached an agreement, but actors are still, the nanny named Fran is still out there shaking her fist. And I mean, if you can't have Taika out there doing press circuit for this, like, I guess you just hold it in your pocket, and I don't know. Like, Max is making a lot of weird decisions right now. Probably not getting True Detective this year, season 4. We'll see. Maybe now with some of the, the strike stuff ending. We'll see. But this show's great. It has like that One Piece heart to it. Something a pirate show just has to have, I guess. And excited to see the dynamic between Steed and Blackbeard. And what's going on with those two kooky cats. And I don't know. The trailer seemed like it's adding a lot of new fun characters too, and still with that great crew. And excited to see. This is going to be their Max's like Sunday thing, I'm guessing?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, especially because we're done with Winning Time, unfortunately.
Yeah. Looks like that's their Tuesday show. Yeah, and I'm glad you brought up Winning Time. I hope this show doesn't get the same fate as Winning Time. I think this one has more to give than Winning Time did. So
more to give.
Arr.
I could definitely speak to like the fandom being way bigger than I thought. I mean, it's got huge. There's a big fandom online, but like when me and Kayla were at C2E2, that was probably one of the most dominant, Steve, right? Not only cosplays but also just like merch, like pins and pictures, and like just in a surprising way, there were whole ensembles of cosplay where they were like the whole crew and stuff. Like it was really like I was like, I thought this was kind of a niche show, like Max kind of seems like just like this prestige network that not everyone has. Everyone's got Hulu, everyone's got Disney Plus, whatever, but like Max is the cool kids streamer or whatever, but like
it's like Stars or something.
Right, yeah. But I don't know, it broke out in a way I was kind of really surprised.
That's great. That's great to hear, because it does feel like a show that only I'm watching and you guys are watching. Like we're the only ones. So that's good.
Yeah. What a show. So that's the 5th. That's coming to Max. That's Our Flag Means Death. Apparently that's a Tuesday, Mike says. So that's fun.
Yeah, if it's October 5th, yeah.
Wednesday, October 6th, we got what a
Thursday.
mixed bag of stuff here.
A cornucopia.
Yes, cornucopia. I like that. We're getting Detective Pikachu Returns, the sequel to Detective Pikachu. That's coming to the Switch. We're getting Exorcist Believer, like the 7th-ish movie in the Exorcist franchise. The Exorcise franchise, yes. Foe, coming to theaters. This is a Saoirse Ronan joint, our queen. And Paul Mescal, and Loki season 2, the biggest of all, coming to Disney Plus.
Please don't be bad.
I know the MCU right now, but Detective Pikachu Returns. I liked that movie. I have no idea if the first game is any good, or if the second one will be any good. But I know it's a highly anticipated sequel there. I think it looks cute. I love that Pikachu has a weird, like, gruff man voice. I don't know. I kind of dig that. Did you ever play the first one, either of you guys?
No.
No.
That was a 3DS game, I believe. This is
Switch, a 3DS game.
So
I think you're right.
Yeah, people dug that game. I think it's more of an adventure, kind of run around, solving cases kind of thing. Of course, Detective Pikachu.
Makes sense.
That's not what I want. From a game, any kind of game, not even especially Pokemon one. So,
yeah, I watched
Exorcist Believer.
Yeah, I watched Detective Pikachu.
I love that movie.
Saw some murders and stuff. That's great. Will I play that? No, probably not.
Isn't it wild that there hasn't been, like, as far as I can tell, any talk of a sequel whatsoever? It was a highly successful movie.
I thought we were going to get a Pokemon insert, some kind of weird, genre every year, and hasn't happened.
They don't like spending all of their billions and trillions of dollars on things that are good.
I don't know. It just makes so much sense. It puts people in the movie theaters. It gives you a reason to release toys for these things that we've been buying toys for 30 years. I don't get it, but I would much if Pokemon Company said we're done making games and we're making movies instead, like high budget things, I'd be pretty good with that. Actually, I'd rather see that world fleshed out than see them make, poorly running collectathon games forever. I don't know.
Maybe it was like Ryan Reynolds. It was either like, okay, I can do another one of these or buy a football team, and he bought Wrexham, right?
I don't know.
Nearly killed him.
Yeah. His track record of throwing himself at projects, though.
Exorcist, I'm not into. They've been trying to make sequels to that movie for 50 years. Don't think this is going to be the one either. I know there's some love for that third one. But shout out to Friedkin, the OG.
Yes.
Foe looks great. Have you guys seen the trailer for this one?
Yes. D, I'll let you answer because I've got a tangent to get on about Foe. Have you checked this out at all?
No, you can go on full tangent. I'll educate myself.
Cool. Because it's really weird that this movie's coming out because this concept, this basically to a T concept, was just on this season of Black Mirror. Like,
really?
There's a really, really good episode of Black Mirror with Josh Hartnett and the guy from Breaking Bad, Jesse.
Aaron Paul.
And it's the same premise. So like, to not spoil too much or whatever, it's like astronauts who have to go up into space and have to have like some sort of avatar or something on the planet. That's the premise of the Black Mirror episode, and that's also the premise of this movie Foe, and also like the weird toll that it takes on your maybe relationship with your wife or girlfriend or what have you back on Earth.
That's so interesting.
It's so weird. It blew me away when we saw the trailer. I think we saw this in front of Haunting in Venice, maybe, and I was like, I just looked over at Kayla and I was like, what did you think of that? And she's like, that's the Black Mirror episode, right? It was weird, but it worked tremendously well in an hour-long Black Mirror episode, and I think it could work tremendously well with like really good actors in a film. So I'm ready for round 2, I guess.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm gonna skip Black Mirror and just go straight to Saoirse, and can't wait to see her. Just upset that Paul Mescal's gonna go off on a spaceship. I like the concept. It has such like a old school Gone with the Wind kind of thing, but mixed with these sci-fi elements and stuff. And I don't know. It looks really good. Loki, I agree with D. Like, I hope it can be as good as that first season was. And that first season just seems so long ago.
Yeah.
And so far away from what the MCU was building towards and what it was. I don't know. I know there's going to be, they've been pushing this thing back a bit, with all the Jonathan Major stuff, Gang.
Let's
Kang is back, baby.
Lowercase.
Lowercase K. Kang is back, baby.
I wasn't going to do this in public, but Kang, Jonathan Majors, you're out of the Men Fenders. I'm sorry. We can't keep you.
No, he was sponsor. He was a sponsor. No,
he's founding member.
We'll
members.
We'll get that money back, somewhere else.
Where are we going to find someone who's going to defend?
Rob Schneider has been begging to get in to the Men Fenders, and we're going to have to just let him in.
That's really good. I think the one thing that Loki does have going for it is if it sticks to that first season where they weren't beholden really to the rest of everything that was going on in the MCU. They kind of charted their own path. They made fun of the Infinity Stones and all of those like little things. They kind of said that no, we're doing our own thing in our own world, and new power levels and new all of this. Like if they continue to lean into that, they'll probably be fine. For me, what's really kind of brought the MCU down is struggling to like keep this overarching like narrative that we've now had for 15 years or whatever going, and it hasn't worked for the last 5 or whatever since Infinity War ended. But I think you got a charming cast of characters. You got a great like jumping off point from that first season and concept, and I'm excited. I'm gonna go into it like full positivity in a way that I probably haven't in the last 5 Marvel movies or whatever.
Yeah, another one where it's kind of weird. It's just popped up, but we've seen the Marvels trailer has been around for fucking like 5 months now. It feels. So I don't know. Maybe it's the ace up their sleeve and they're just ready to reveal it. We'll see.
There's a trailer out?
Oh, for the Marvels? Oh man, yes, yeah. It's actually unfortunately, Mike's right. I've seen it now about 17 times, I want to say. But like the first 2 times, I thought it looked really fun. It's got a Beastie Boys soundtrack backing it. It's I think that one could also be all right. But the
actress who plays Kamala's got the juice, man. She's what the MCU needs, and to see her on the big screen will be great.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think what I was gonna say specifically about Loki as well is just I like the whole we're not gonna build on top of this castle. We're gonna start our own. Like we kind of like the MCU.
They didn't stop building.
Yeah,
they call it a castle at some fucking point.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to bust in, but it's just I'm upset.
Yeah, they need to just build a different structure is all I was getting into. They gotta try something else. But I will say is like I miss the willingness to to take that risk and let something just breathe. So I hope they let Loki breathe a little bit and not get too in the weeds about anything else going on with any other movie. So I'm looking forward to it.
Here. Well said.
We need good MCU back in the world. It's been a little too long. So that's October 6th. We're getting Loki, Foe, Exorcist, and Detective Pikachu. October 10th, we're getting Forza Motorsport to PC and Xbox Series X. Cars look real good. That's kind of all we need to say about Forza. It'll be a huge game. I think no one drafted it, so that says how much we are interested in it as a pod. But I will probably boot it up at some point on my Xbox, run a race, and then say, "Wow, that was some good racing," and that'll be about that.
Forza good.
Moving on.
October 12th, something I am actually over the moon excited for. The Fall of the House of Usher. The adaptation of, apparently it's going to be several Edgar Allan stories, not Edgar Allan Poe. His true friends know him as Edgar Allan. Edgar Allan Poe.
EA.
Yes. He's in the game, they say.
It's all in the pain.
But I've read the story, the titles from the Fall of the House of Usher, and that one's okay. But this looks great. The trailer looks phenomenal. It's by Mike Flanagan, who's been doing great stuff on Netflix in terms of horror. This is our buddy from Midnight Mass and Haunting a Hill House previous to that, and Bly Manor as well. So this will be the fourth in kind of his take on a lot of these old Victorian stories, and he kind of hasn't missed at this point. At least there was that one that no one kind of liked that was like an
the Midnight Society
Midnight
movie.
Society,
or
yeah, we won't talk about that one.
Yeah,
but 4 out of 5 ain't bad, right?
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's a lot of the same cast from the previous shows, and it got the earlier reviews have been very kind. IGN gave it a 10.
I didn't know that.
In an early review.
What?
Yes.
IGN gave something a 10. Let's back it up. Don't just walk away from that one.
They recently also gave Disney Plus as a streamer an 8. So well, I don't know.
I agree.
Is it an 8? Is it good enough for an 8? I don't know. But I think the Fall of the House of Usher will be a 10. And just in time for spooky season. Looks wonderful. It looks like Succession with murder. With probably more murder. I haven't gotten to any murder in Succession, so don't spoil it for me if murders happen. But this looks like it has more murder than Succession, probably. But very much a similar vibe.
I'm excited for it. I'm glad I caught the Poe stuff because I'm watching the trailer. I'm like, I'm getting some Poe, getting a waft of Poe here, in my nostrils. And I hope it could be half as good as Midnight Mass because it's one of my favorites.
Very exciting. Wouldn't be spooky season without some Edgar Allan Poe. October 13th brings us a bunch. Let's talk about the spooky stuff all in a row here. Lords of the Fallen coming to current gen and PC, so PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. This is another Souls-like. This is the second in a series, but with the same name as the first. Is that right?
I think you're right.
Yeah. So there's been a Lords of the Fallen. I guess it was, more
I think
or
it was
less.
called The Lords of the Fallen or something. Was that the thing? Like
I
they're
think
getting
you
rid
might
of
be right.
the.
But It looks cool. A lot of studios are trying to recreate. I mean, Mike talked about Lies of P earlier. Everyone's trying to do the Dark Souls, the Soulsborne stuff, and this is another take on it. Looks like in this one, when you die, you kind of go into a spirit realm kind of situation, and that's where you can revive and become unhallowed, if you want to use like Dark Souls terms and stuff like that. So it seems like that's the gimmick in this one.
My least favorite part of any of those games is the being weaker if you die. That sucked. Okay.
Yeah. So that's Lords of the Fallen, another Soulsborne coming at us just in time for spooky season. We're not going to talk much about John Carpenter's Suburban Screams coming to Peacock also on October 13th because Mike apparently thinks this looks awful. I think it's wrong.
It's just added to the mountain of true crime crap that's on every fucking streamer, and this should have been straight to Tubi. Shit, right under Forensic Files. I could say that Selena doesn't listen to the pod and she loves Forensic Files, but I do not like any of that stuff. I find it really bad. So when I was excited though, like, oh, John Carpenter's doing something, I'm fucking, oh yeah.
And then
it seemed like the John Carpenter-ness is just his cool soundtrack stuff that he's putting onto this. It does not seem like anything that would come from the mind of Carpenter. I don't know.
I think you're right to a point. So to not sell it completely short.
No, we're done talking. We're done.
It's like Unsolved Mysteries, but they're gonna reenact the things, the true crime of it all, or the spooky tales, with high production values. It looks like the production values look good, and Mike mentioned the John Carpenter music, and I'm hoping that maybe he gave some, production advice on that. Big Carpenter fan, but I don't know. I'm keeping an eye out for this one. But Mike wants to talk about Goosebumps coming to Hulu same day. We're getting a new Goosebumps, guys.
Yes. Oh, come on. That is so much more exciting than Unsolved Carpenters. Like, I don't need that shit.
I read a lot of Goosebumps. I do love Goosebumps. Kayla loves those movies as well.
Right. The kids love the movies. There's 2 of them. Yes, you're right.
Okay.
The Jack Blacks?
These are not following any of that stuff. This is just kind of, it is that the Netflix's version of Goosebumps, like that, bringing that old show to like a PG-13 kind of level. It looks like it has the production value. It looks like it's going to be good. I don't know. And I'm excited to check it out. I hope it has the theme song that D so soulfully reenacted.
So good. I know why we hired you. This is great.
We didn't hire you. There's stop saying that word, Derek. There's no money. No.
So I don't get any of the exposure I was promised.
You get lots of benefits. Read the contract. So Goosebumps, John Carpenter's Suburban Screams, Lords of the Fallen, and just in time for spooky season, Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour, coming to theaters same day on the 13th. I may go and see this. I've been really trying to give Taylor a real shot. I used to dig, or I do dig many of her like older songs, pre like full pop conversion, some of the poppy country songs. Yeah. I like. Is that what they call them, Swiftsters?
Yeah, if you like the early stuff.
Okay, yeah. I think so. I think I do, and I've dug some of the new stuff. I tried to listen to like her last 2 albums, and they didn't like really speak to me. But maybe I'm not the target audience. But a lot of people are projecting this to be one of the most successful movies of the year. It's the most successful tour of the year. She's probably the most successful person on the planet right now. So I'm excited for the hype, and if it like if it's captured well and stuff, I was just listening to a pod today about like the best concert films of all time, and it got me thinking like maybe I want to see a concert film, and who better than Taylor Swift, I suppose.
As a junior med fender, nothing is scarier during spooky season than having to hear anything about Taylor Swift. It really shakes me to my core. Ooh, so scared. So many Swifties.
Yeah, I think that might be an awful theater experience. I don't know. If it is like a packed theater and it's just a ton of people just belting out fucking
I'm dropping daughters off.
Said to Juliet, baby.
Yeah, daughters, whoever else, they're getting dropped off. I am getting a beer. It's not happening.
I guess I didn't think about the crowd at all, like that it's going to be a bunch of 13-year-old girls or whatever.
I think you need to think about it.
I should have. Maybe like 2 weeks in or something, I'll go and check it out. When I can be alone in the theater with my
I was going to say... He wants the entire theater to himself, really get full immersion, IMAX, 8K.
Well, it's going to be huge, regardless. Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour, coming to theaters October 13th. October 15th, we get Rick and Morty, Season 7, coming back. We get our new voice cast here.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see. I have not watched the trailer that kind of introduced the new voices yet. Yeah,
you haven't watched it?
I have not. No. Yeah, it's good.
It's good.
It's noticeable.
It's noticeable, but it's good.
Okay. I think it's definitely justified to make the change. Of course, what's happening with Mr. Roiland. But if I was to listen to it without watching it, I'd have been like, oh, okay, there's Rick, there's Morty. Oh, there's a couple new characters because they like the voice seems to fucking just dip in and out of being a spot on Rick or a spot on Morty to being a different voice. Like that's what I heard. It would be a struggle for me. I don't know.
Interesting.
Critically speaking, if you can't get Professor Poopy Butthole, then what are you doing? Why did you even cast anyone?
Yeah.
I think I missed season 6 too. It's tough to keep up with this show somehow because it's like they're either releasing seasons lightning fast or they're taking a 3-year break, and it's one of those shows for me where it's just tough to get to double dutch in. Like, do I jump in now? When do I?
And the release schedule is real weird, too, because they'll drop, like, 3 episodes or something, and that'll be, like, a half of a season, and then 6 months later, the rest of the season is... Yeah, it's real weird. So usually it's one of those things, like, Hulu will just, it'll come up, the new episode's available or whatever else, and like, oh, okay, I got like, 3 that I haven't watched from 6 months ago or whatever, that kind of thing. But I don't know. One of the kind of coolest or most interesting shows I think on television. Hopefully the voices aren't too off-putting. Love some good existential Rick and Morty dread. October 17th, Alan Wake 2. We're getting the sequel to Alan Wake. I think for me this is faster than I thought this would come out. Like when it was originally, we got like a tiny little teaser or whatever not too long ago, and it felt like this is forever. And we're getting it, and the people who've had like hands-on with like the demo and stuff have been singing its praises. 2 protagonists this time, Alan Wake and Saga, a FBI agent, and just seems like it's a straight sequel to one of the best kind of survival horror games of recent memory, and also a continuation of Control, because it's all one universe. One of the just best games I don't know of the last like 10 years for me, at least. I love Control. And I'm so excited for that. I hope they somehow make that all work and really lean into the shared universe of it all. Whether it's Easter eggs or downright just, maybe Jesse Faden shows up. I don't know, but whatever it is, I can't wait. It looks good. It's next gen only, so it's only PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. So, yeah, probably the thing I'm most excited for. Spoilers for the end of the show, but
This is a studio Remedy. You know, I really like those Max Payne games. And, you know, some of their stuff after that, you know, Alan Wake, I like a lot. But, man, just seeing what they did with Control and them just figuring it out. I don't know, like all of the stuff that they like to do, you know, cool action, you know, power combat stuff mixed with this just weird worlds and weird characters. But interesting, though. And, like, but they're not weird in the way where you're just like, you brush them off or you just like go, I don't know what that is. Like it just, they figure it out. Like the director or the board from Control, just characters you only get quick glimpses of, but it's just like, you know, that X-Files stuff that they're doing, you know? And I think this game is going to have a lot more of that. And, you know, the Mind Palace stuff that they're doing with Alan, like where you're piecing together this thing. What I said earlier about Detective Pikachu and the case solving stuff, forget all about that. I think this is going to be a good version of that. And I might be with Eric. We might double up on our most favorite thing. I don't know. I got to think quickly.
Did you play the original or Control, D?
I didn't.
Oh man. Well, then you've got your homework. It's only you know, whatever, 20 days or so from now, and plenty of time.
Obviously, I could squeeze that in between
life
stuff.
I've heard the Switch version's decent, so there you go. You have no excuse.
Alan Wake's the one where you got a flashlight, right, and a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's the game.
Okay.
The remasters, it's not a very long game, and the remaster's pretty good. I played that again recently-ish, and that's on different things. I think that might be on PS Plus or something.
I'll look around. I remember seeing a trailer for Control and thinking, "Oh, this looks cool," and then you guys talked about it a bunch, obviously, and I was like, "Okay, well, that's bumped up the backlog a little bit, but." You know, I want to be able to talk about stuff sometimes, so I guess I'll bump it up a few more.
It's so good. The one thing I can say is they may have done some patchwork and done some things to improve it, but at launch it was kind of chugged. A lot of performance type issues and stuff. But it's at this point it's 3 years old or 4 years old at this point. I'm sure they've got it to the best version it's ever going to be at this point. I would assume. So, highly recommend. And
I enjoy it.
Well, I guess I spoiled that it's all one connected universe. So.
What connected universe is unheard of?
But yeah, Alan Wake 2. Really, really excited for that one. Diablo 4 Season of Blood coming the same day to everything that Diablo's on. Me and Kayla continue to itch to jump back into Diablo 4. We finished the game, the main quest line, and even played a little bit past, and really enjoyed it, and interested to see what the seasons hold for us. I think it will be a game we'll just, if we didn't have a tremendous backlog of like new stuff, we'd probably be playing that right now, but a lot of fun, Diablo 4. In the same vein, Jackbox Party Pack 10 coming to everything October 19th. Everything. It's last gen though. So Xbox One, Switch, PS4, and PC. So kind of everything. Jackbox consistently fun. You at least like one game in every pack at very least is really good, and sometimes you get two or three. Excited to see what's in the pack. Got like 6 or 7 of those on a Humble Bundle for like $20 recently, and we need to play. Maybe stream.
I was watching the trailer for this, and I'm like, okay, a quiz game, a secret identity game. Oh, they're adding like a weird rhythm game. But then there's a fucking TKO 2, man. Holy shit! The best Jackbox game is getting a sequel, so I'm excited for this one.
Yeah. Jackbox, let's do it. Let's stream some more Jackbox. That was a lot of fun when we did that for episode 100.
That'd be great.
Let's do it. October 20th is
More
insane.
Jackbox.
It's just the most loaded day of the year, maybe. We're getting Marvel Spider-Man 2, PS5 exclusive. Super Mario Brothers Wonder, Switch exclusive, and Killers of the Flower Moon, sort of exclusive to theaters, at least at that point. I think it's
not if you know the guy at 7-Eleven. You can get Killers pretty.
My God, the loop
unexclusively.
I think you're right. Spider-Man 2 looks great. A lot of footage out there for that one. Apparently, they let a lot of people have hands-on with it for like hours at a time. So, anything you want to know about Spider-Man 2, it's out there at this point. We got Kraven, we got Venom, we got Miles Morales, we got like everything. They're taking advantage. One of the things that was so cool about that first game was the traversal, just getting around the city, swinging, everything else. They've added a wingsuit now to deal with areas that don't have buildings, and with the PS5 exclusivity, they're really taking advantage of the solid state drive and how fast there's like no loading. So it's really cool. They showcase some things. You can find YouTube videos and stuff of seamlessly shifting between Peter and Miles if you want to for different missions, and how it's just seamless. There's no loading screen, anything else, and just getting from one end of the city to another. It's twice as large this time as the original, which was a pretty decent sized open world in the first place. Just looks like more of that really, really fun game from a couple years ago. What do you think for Spider-Man 2? Oh, D, what's up? That's a little of a sigh.
Oh no, that's just I'm ready. I miss Spider-Man. I'll do whatever it takes. I don't even have a PS5. I'll figure out a way to do it.
There you go. Shit.
I really liked what they did with Miles in the it wasn't DLC necessarily, right? For the first one, what do they consider that? Just an expansion or
standalone
expansion thing? I don't know. It really felt more like a technical demo of this is what we are thinking about moving forward. This is how we're going to expand things moving forward. And yeah, I mean, I haven't looked at anything. I saw that one trailer. I was good. I was ready.
This game's in a tough spot for me. It's another one where, like, man, I can't believe this is coming out. I don't know. Like, it's just sandwiched with so much great games this year. And this country used to be great. And we used to be able to walk up to a Walgreens, and there used to be a red box there that you could pay $1 and you could get Marvel Spider-Man. And you could take that home and finish it and return it that same day for $1. And I it's one of those things I hate, the putting the value on certain games and stuff, but it's one where it's just tough for me to, especially, the other stuff that's coming out around it, Alan Wake and Mario.
Let's talk about Mario. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, hell yeah, fuck yeah. If Alan Wake's my 1A, this is my 1B for hype of the month. And I don't know, just if they didn't release a trailer and they just told me Nintendo's been making this for almost, however years and years, and they didn't have a deadline, I'd be like, yeah, give me it. Because they're gonna put they found the most fun stuff. If you give Nintendo time, it's like Batman. Batman versus anybody.
Nintendo with prep time.
Yeah. How much prep did you give, Nintendo Team One? That Nintendo has weird names for their
I don't want to talk
their
about
teams. Man, it just seems like it's bursting with ideas, from the badge system to the new power ups to the wonder of it all, the Wonder Seed stuff. God, I don't know. Give me it. Just give me it.
Yeah, they let it ride.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna play it? You guys picking it up? I don't know.
I think it'll be a day one for.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks really really cool. The co-op of it all is always a big factor.
Just the idea. Also, just hearing that Nintendo had so much time, but also hearing the factoid of, there's no collision now with your people you're playing with. You can't just pick each other up and throw each other in pits on accident or on purpose. Not being able to interact with the other people sounds so fucking great. It's what this series needs. If they could just eliminate lives too, like they need to. Rayman did that shit over 10 years ago. Like, it's not a fun part of the game to have a game over screen. Like, let us just play this fucking thing. I think it's a great idea to introduce, the Yoshi colors and Nabbit as like the invincibility characters. I think that's awesome. And excited to fucking 4-player this shit the day it comes out.
Yeah. You could ride Yoshi. It's great. Love it.
Yes. Yoshi's riding Yoshis. The statement I said about America being great, Japan helped, but
that's great.
Japan. And then a movie about America not being great.
Yes.
Killers of the Flower Moon. This is Marty Scorsese's new film starring Leo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro, the only people he works with. And
Brendan Fraser too. Let's go.
Yeah, no, it looks it's got a really nice cast actually, but apparently it's adapted from a well-selling book that I've never heard of. I have heard like myths about this this new movie from Martin Scorsese for like years, it feels like, and didn't really know what it was about, and then the trailer comes out and it shows the entire movie. It's one of those trailers Kayla hates where it just gives the entire timeline of the movie, everyone who dies, all the tragedies that happen. But I'm still sold. I'm very excited for this movie. Big fan of Leo. I've liked Scorsese's other work. De Niro looks like he's back out of retirement. He actually looks like he's wanting to work in this one, and the just really interesting take on or like premise of I think it's based on more or less true events of how a oil-rich kind of Native American tribe was stripped of its land and resources through some shady ass means. Looks like almost a horror movie in a sense, but looks really good. It's like a Western mob Leo led thing that just looks really good for me. I'm very excited. Day one, I'll be playing my Switch in the theater.
Yeah. Well, everyone's going to be at Eras, so I think I don't think you're going to be bothering anyone with that one. But, Scorsese is hit or miss for me. I like some of his stuff. I really dislike some of his, I don't know. I'm not a Goodfellas guy. I don't understand why people think that's the greatest movie ever made. I just have never understood that. But anyway, this looks great, though. I love Leo. I love Jesse Plemons as well in this. And hoping, it's... If Oppenheimer couldn't reach that, ultimate peak of tension and like stuff that I wanted from that, like edge of my seat stuff, this one might be able to do that.
It's a good call. I think that's yeah. I didn't think of it in the terms of Oppenheimer until now, but
I'm always thinking about. No, I'm not.
Scratching a similar itch there. You gonna take the kids to Killers Flower Moon there, D?
Yeah, obviously. What do you think? They're just gonna magically grow up into adults? No, I gotta scar them first.
Right. Yes. Like our parents did before. So yeah, October 20th, insanely stacked. Marvel Spider-Man 2, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, and Killers of the Flower Moon. 2 more guys. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 coming to Switch and next gen only. That's interesting, or current gen only. I keep calling it next gen, but they've been out 3 years at this point. It's weird. I wonder if that's a typo and if it is coming to last gen. But I don't know. October 24th, the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection. And I might as well just announce it now, but we're going to do a disc dive into the first game in the Metal Gear Solid collection franchise, if you will. Kayla's never played or... Not, yeah, in the Solid franchise, you know.
You're right.
Before they were solid. Kayla's heard every bit of Metal Gear Solid lore in her life at this point, but
God bless her.
Has never experienced the game in full. So, she's going to play through it for the first time as part of the Master Collection, and we're going to do a disc dive as a podcast. So we'll probably break it into at least 2 parts and go deep into Metal Gear Solid. I think it's with the like kind of boss level structure of, that was pun not intended with that, but the fact that the game is broken up into kind of boss levels, I think it'll work really well for a conversation, for a disc dive. So very excited. The Master Collection is cool because it's not just that, it's the first 3 Solid games, as well as a bunch of extras, and I think the original 2 as well, like the NES and Famicom games, right? Is that right?
Yeah, it has Metal Gear. It has even like Snake's Revenge, which Kojima had nothing to do with, and
and it shows.
And those MSX ones too. It seems like it didn't state in any of the trailers, but I believe that's all of the stuff in Substance, all of the stuff in Subsistence with 2 and 3.
The best versions.
I don't know if they showed like the skateboarding stuff. Maybe they couldn't keep that, but that's an interesting nugget with the second one. I'm very excited to jump back into these. It's been a while since I've played that original one for sure. Played the hell out of 2 and 3 so many times. I hope they all run well. I'm hearing some weird stuff, especially about the Switch version, which kind of stinks because that'd be such a great way to play those games.
That's how I intended to buy it, was on the Switch.
Yeah, but just a legendary series of games, really important games, I think, especially just with how Kojima like predicts the future. And that Volume 1 part, like, it makes me just want Volume 2. Like, I want to play 4 again. I want to play Phantom Pain again. You know, Peace Walker or whatever. But
are they gonna? You think they're gonna put Rising Revengeance in there?
Oh man,
that's a great question. I don't
question.
know. I don't know. You know, I keep thinking that Kojima has any say in this, and he doesn't. So maybe Konami, and considers that part of all of the oeuvre. I don't know, but it'll be just nice to hear Hater again and to hear all those characters and see those cutscenes and fight those bosses and find those key cards.
I think about Metal Gear Solid 4. I'll just say way more often than I think about the Roman Empire. I will say that.
Yes.
Think about it quite often. So
taught me how to cook an egg.
Oh gosh, and how to smoke a cigarette, right?
But that's going to be a fun disc dive. D, you're gonna be there, right?
Oh, 100%. I'm gonna be there.
Cool. That's gonna be, man. That's gonna be a room. We're gonna have a lot. I think Tony's in it. Tomas for sure. Kayla, man, we're gonna have a group for that one.
Cannot wait.
That's gonna be fun. Like these games are very like campy too, and there's just gonna be a lot of good times and laughs. I think with this disc dive, it's gonna be really good.
I'm excited for Kayla to either like love them or just completely hate it, and either way, it'll be great content.
I can't wait till someone has to explain what the Shackle Hut is.
Oh, so October 24th, Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1, drafted by yours truly. Final thing on the month of October 27th, Five Nights at Freddy's comes to theaters and Peacock simultaneously. I will probably be watching it on Peacock. If the reviews are good. I have been surprised, and the whole reason I put this on here, don't know anything about the franchise other than that it's wildly popular with like 13-year-olds and stuff. But I thought the trailer looked kind of interesting. I thought it looked kind of worth checking out, and the fact I can just watch it on Peacock, don't have to go out to the theater. I think I'm gonna check this out. Any love for Freddy's out there?
In my household, yes. Calvin is so excited. He's our youngest. He's 5. We're a spooky dooky house. Don't judge.
13 at heart, though. Yeah.
This is his like special day with mom.
Oh,
he has requested to go. They're gonna go see it. The rest of us are gonna, make popcorn and watch it at home on Peacock. I think that's really cool. I think that's a cool strategy to release it day and date like that on streaming. It's cool. I don't know, like, haunted Chuck E. Cheese. I think that is a cool idea. Hulu kind of done that before. They did like a Halloween series of shorts, and they did like a really good, like just 5-minute version of this movie. I feel already. Yeah, check those out. Those are all pretty good. It's like there's like 5 or 6 of them, I think. And I don't know. I know originally there was like a runtime of like 3 hours on this when you Googled it.
Oh, no.
But now it's an hour 50, which I think is
okay.
Much more manageable for everyone involved, especially all the little kids that are going to go see this thing.
I don't know. A lot of them little kids watch the 4 or 5 hour streams of the streamers playing the game. So
yeah, but that's different when you're sitting at home and you can go grab a Capri Sun and all that shit. And I don't know.
Well,
Calvin has I guess I'm just speaking with experience with mines, and Calvin has a tough time watching any movie at a movie theater. He just gets so fucking bored.
Maybe this will be the game changer for him.
I think so, because he is very excited. He is very excited that it's just going to be the two of them, of course. And yeah, I hope it's good. I don't know. If I don't dig it, I'm just going to be on my phone anyway. So
yeah,
good stuff. And that's October. Then what a month. Did we spoil it? That Alan Wake 2 is our most anticipated thing, Mike, or is it something else?
Oh, D, you answer first. What's your most excited?
Oh, the thing I'm most excited for?
Yeah, is it Spidey?
It's Spider-Man. Come on,
yeah.
I didn't pull any punches with that one. I've Spider-Man all the way. I'm really excited to see what sort of unique Spider-Man game moves it makes. What sort of storyline we're gonna get. Is it gonna have the emotional payoffs? Like, I'm just really excited.
I love Spider-Man game moves. I love those. Those are my favorite.
just like, wild stuff that I'm not thinking about when I'm playing the game happening. Give me some Web of Shadows nonsense. Give me that.
Oh, I don't know if you're gonna get that, but
that's what I'm saying.
Man, I'm adding up in my head like how many fucking games I want to buy.
Oh my god, yeah, it's the most expensive month of the year.
Fucking bullshit, man. Like, I want Alan Wake to be like my most anticipated, but I don't even know if I'm gonna buy it. Like, I don't know. Like,
put that shit on layaway. Like, oh my god.
Right? Like, because I'm buying Wonder, I'm buying Metal Gear. I'm probably buying Jackbox, which isn't, full price, but man, it adds up. Fuck.
Yeah. No, it is insane.
Yeah. I don't know. I know Wonder's going to be good, and I know even how good it's probably going to be. But Alan Wake just seems like that unknown of how great can Remedy, how can they level up again? And I hope it's fantastic.
Maybe we get lucky and both are, just right catapulted into the game of the year conversation. And then now now it's like, okay, yeah, Baldur's Gate and Tears of the Kingdom and Alan Wake and Wonder. Like, holy shit, what a year.
Have it all.
And Resident Evil and Dead Space and Hi-Fi Rush. It's like, oh my god.
Insane.
What a great year.
Really has been. I can't wait for that conversation because we're going to definitely have to have I almost want to have like greatest year of all time conversation because it's like there's so much. The video game it's almost locked in that it's the greatest video game year of all time, but there's been some really great shows and movies as well.
Yeah.
What a year.
Yeah.
And October's no different.
Show, right?
That's that. That is episode 142 of The Machine of Nonsense. We broke down everything coming in October of 2023. We love Marvel Spider-Man 2, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and Alan Wake 2. Those are our picks to click in the month of October.
Yes.
Thank you for listening, and check us out on social media. We're at The Machine of Nonsense. We're everywhere. We'd love to hear from you. Didn't read an email today, but we will on subsequent episodes. Our email address is machineofnonsense@gmail.com. D's been in the TikTok mines. He's gonna be we're gonna be huge on TikTok someday soon. So check us out there. Leave us a voicemail, anchor.fm/machine of nonsense. We'd love to hear from you. Let us know what is your most anticipated thing in October. If you listen to us on Spotify, I always add little questions and polls on the Spotify feed of the episode, so you can answer them there, or you can just tell us on Facebook or Twitter, wherever you like to interact with us. That's it, guys. We're getting out of here, and we're saying spooky season.
Boogie!